I'm Joe Griffith. I'm a dyslexic. I found out the hard way that I'm a dyslexic because when I grew up, nobody knew that word and they certainly didn't know what to do to help you overcome it. So I didn't completely overcome it. I learned to work around it, find a way around the problem. And that has served me well in life. I'll give you an example. When I was 13 years old, my daddy took me out in a cotton field and gave me a big sack to fill up with cotton and a 5-gallon jug of Kool-Aid. And when he came back 6 hours later, I was still sitting under the tree with no cotton in the bag. And he started to jump on me and he said, "Son, why didn't you pick that cotton like I told you to?" And I said, "Daddy, I found a better way to make a living. I sold my Kool-Aid to the people that are picking the cotton." That's what I mean by learning to work around your problems. As a dyslexic, I don't think I would have learned to do that had I not been a dyslexic. So in a way, I'm grateful for it. A few years ago, I was at a library and a teacher was reading to dyslexic children and they were all turning the pages in the book. And when they all left about 15 minutes later, I asked the teacher, I said, "Hey, I thought you were teaching these kids to read." And she said, "Well, they read along with us and that's part of the process." And I asked her, "What kind of book would you like to have to read to them that you don't have?" And she said, "Oh, I would love to have a book that they can hear and see about a kid just like them succeeding." I left the library, went home, didn't even eat lunch, sat down at the computer for almost 4 hours and wrote "How Does Dyslexic Benny Became a Star." It was the easiest book I've ever written. It's the easiest thing I've ever written. It just flowed out of me because I knew what I wish I'd had when I was a kid. And that's why I wrote the book. And Benny is a very successful person, but he learned to be successful, and that's what we all have to do. And then he became a star. And a lot of people ask me, "Well, Joe, who is Benny?" And I said, Benny is you. Every one of you kids can be Benny because just like Benny, he learned to get around his problem and became a big, big success in life. And that can help into you.